This is insane, but it's 100% real. Modern gun companies keep pumping out new upgrades, but here's the problem. Most of them can't outshoot the weapons our grandfathers carried into World War II. Shooters spend thousands chasing shiny features, while the rifles and machine guns still dominating real combat were built 80 to 100 years ago. If you pick the wrong firearm, you're trusting marketing over battlefield truth. Today, we cut the hype in half and reveal the top 13 World War II guns that still outperform modern designs. These aren't antiques. They're the weapons militaries, competitors, and serious shooters still rely on because timeless engineering beats new every single time. Let's dive into the legends that refuse to retire. Number 13, MP40. Before polymer frames, rails, and red dots, Germany was already thinking modern. The MP40 was simple, compact, and brutally effective. Chambered in 19mm, firing around 500 to 550 rounds per minute, the MP40 used a straight blowback system and stamped steel construction that allowed mass production without sacrificing reliability. Weighing just under 9 pounds, loaded with a folding metal stock, it was perfect for paratroopers, officers, and mechanized infantry. Its slower, controllable rate of fire made it more accurate in full auto than many submachine guns that came after it. That design philosophy lives on today in platforms like the MP5 and countless modern SMGs. The MP40 didn't just fight World War II, it defined what a modern submachine gun should be. Number 12, PPSH-41. If the Germans believed in precision, the Soviets believed in overwhelming firepower. The PPSH-41 fired the 7.62 times to 5 Tokarev cartridge at a blistering 900 to 1,000 rounds per minute, often from a massive 71-round drum magazine. Entire rooms could be cleared in seconds. Soviet factories produced over 6 million units, flooding the battlefield with automatic fire. It weighed around 8 pounds, functioned in mud and extreme cold, and was so effective that German soldiers regularly captured and used them, even converting them to 9mm. The PPSH proved that dominance doesn't always mean accuracy. Sometimes it means owning the fight through sheer volume. Number 11, Lee Enfield. No. For MKI, bolt action doesn't mean slow, not when Britain built it. Chambered in 303 British, the Lee Enfield featured a 10-round magazine and one of the fastest bolt actions ever issued. Trained soldiers could fire 22 30-aim shots per minute, earning fame with the legendary Mad Minute drills. Weighing about 9 pounds with a 25-inch barrel, it was accurate, durable, and lightning fast in skilled hands. Even today, competitive and historical shooters praise its smooth action. Modern bolt rifles still struggle to match its speed without sacrificing reliability. Number 10, STG-44. This is the rifle that changed warfare forever. The Sturmgewehr 44 was the first true assault rifle, firing an intermediate 7.92 times 3 Kurs cartridge from a 30-round detachable magazine with select fire capability. It gave infantry controllable automatic fire at practical combat ranges. With an effective range of 300 to 400 meters and a rate of fire around 500 rounds per minute, it rewrote military doctrine. Every modern infantry rifle, from the AK-47 to the M16, exists because the STG-44 proved the concept worked. It didn't just dominate its era, it created the future. Number 9, M1 carbine. 6 million rifles. That's how many M1 carbines rolled off American production lines during World War II, more than any other U.S. small arm except the Garand. Inland manufacturing alone built 2.66 million with companies like IBM and Roscola. Yes, the jukebox maker joining the effort. This wasn't a primary battle rifle. It was designed for troops who needed more punch than a pistol, but couldn't lug a full-size Garand. Paratroopers, tankers, radio operators. The specs tell the story. At just 5.2 pounds unloaded with an 18-in barrel, it's a featherweight chambered in .30 carbine. It drives a 110-grain bullet at 1,990 feet pers from a 15-round detachable magazine. Revolutionary capacity for its time, the gas-operated action cycles fast, and the carbine measures just 35.6 in overall. Sure, the .30 carbine cartridge won't penetrate body armor or reach out past 300 yards effectively, but here's why it dominates today. That light recoil and handy size make it perfect for ranch defense, truck guns, and cowboy action shooting. Modern manufacturers like Auto Ordnance still produce them because shooters recognize what paratroopers knew in 1944. Sometimes portability matters more than stopping power. It's not about replacing modern rifles. It's about filling a niche that 8 decades later still exists. Number 8. MG for 2, Hitler's Buzzsaw. That's what Allied troops called it, and one burst told you why. 1,200 rounds per minute. That's 20 bullets every single second. The sound was so alien, so terrifyingly fast compared to the Browning's 600 rounds per minute that GIS could identify it instantly across a battlefield. The Germans called it Kohan's Saga, the bone saw. Chambered in 7.9 x 57mm Mauser, this beast featured a 21-in barrel, weighed 25.5 pounds, and stretched 48 in long, but the genius was in the engineering. Stamped steel construction instead of machined parts meant Germany could crank them out faster and cheaper than any machined weapon. The recoil-operated roller-locked action was so advanced that it influenced virtually every modern machine gun design that followed. And here's the kicker, it still dominates today, just under a different name. The MG3 chambered in 7.9 x 57mm NATO is essentially a modernized MG42 that serves with Germany's Bundeswehr and dozens of other militaries right now. Turkey, Pakistan, Spain, they all field this design. Some MG3 South use heavier bolts to slow the rate of fire to a more manageable 800 to 950 rounds per minute. But that iconic action is pure 1942. When modern engineers tried to improve on it, they realized Maus's team had already nailed perfection. You don't fix what dominates. But if Germany engineered for maximum firepower, America engineered for something different. Reliability at any cost. Number 7. Mosin Nagant 9130, 37 million rifles. The Soviet Union didn't just build the Mosin Nagant, they mass-produced history. When Finnish sniper Simo Häyhä racked up over 500 confirmed kills during the Winter War, he used a Mosin. When Soviet snipers defended Stalingrad, they trusted the 9130 with PU scopes. This wasn't a precision instrument. It was a brutal, unbreakable tool. The 9130 fires 7.6 to x 50 for millimeters are one of the most powerful service cartridges of World War II, delivering comparable energy to modern 308 Winchester. With a 29 inches barrel, the rifle weighs 8.88 pounds and stretches over 4 feet long. That excessive barrel length gives you serious velocity and effective accuracy past 500 meters with nothing but iron sights. The bolt-action design is robust to the point of being agricultural. Built to function in Siberian winters where more delicate rifles froze solid, surplus Mosins flooded the American market for decades at rock-bottom prices, introducing an entire generation of shooters to centerfire rifle shooting. Finnish defense forces used them into the 2000s. Today, they're workhorses at long-range shooting courses, proving that when Soviet engineers prioritized function over comfort, they created something that refuses to quit. You won't outshoot a modern precision rifle with one, but you'll hit what you aim at, and it'll still be working when fancier guns have failed. Number 6. Mauser 98K. the Carabina 98 Kurtz, the short carbine that wasn't particularly short. At 43.66 in and just under 8 pounds, it was the standard battle rifle of the Wehrmacht from 1935 through 1945. Every German soldier from North Africa to the Eastern Front carried one. Chambered in 8mm Mauser, the K98K featured a 23.6 in barrel and a 5-round internal magazine fed via stripper clips. The controlled feed bolt action refined over decades of Mauser engineering set the standard that modern bolt actions still follow. This was Teutonic craftsmanship at its peak. Hand-fitted with stocks, machine steel receivers, and that buttery smooth bolt throw made the K98K accurate out to 500 yards in trained hands. With AZF-41 or ZF for the scope, it became a deadly sniper platform. The Germans understood something. When you can't outproduce your enemies, you outshoot them. And collectors today understand its value. Original matching numbers K98 kiloseconds in good condition command between $1,500 and $3,000 with rare manufacturer codes and SS-marked examples bringing even more. Why? Because modern shooters recognize precision machining. That Mauser action influenced the Winchester Model 70, the Remington 700, and virtually every sporting bolt-action rifle designed since. When American gun designers sat down to build the perfect hunting rifle, they copied what the Germans perfected. That's not homage, that's dominance through design legacy. Precision is lethal, but sometimes you need volume. Overwhelming, devastating volume. Number 5, Barm 1918. Picture this. France 1918. American doughboys assault German trenches armed with bolt-action rifles. Then John Browning's latest creation arrives. A 20-pound automatic rifle that puts 306 rounds downrange at 550 per minute. The Browning automatic rifle changed everything. Infantry squads suddenly had portable firepower that didn't require a tripod or a 3-man crew. The M1918 bar fires from a 20-round detachable box magazine, measures 47 in long with a 24 in barrel, and weighs 19.4 pounds loaded. That gas-operated rising bolt lock action was reliable enough to serve through World War II and Korea. In the Pacific, Marines used bar to suppress Japanese positions. In Europe, every squad had a barman, usually the biggest, strongest soldier, because humping 20 pounds of rifle plus ammunition all day was brutal work. Here's why it dominates today. Ohio Ordnance Works still manufactures semi-automatic reproductions because nothing delivers that classic World War II firepower experience. Collectors pay premium prices for original transferable full autos. And modern squad automatic weapons like the M2449 saw owe their existence to the concept Browning proved. One man, one automatic rifle, maximum suppression. The bar showed that dominance doesn't always mean perfection. Sometimes it means being revolutionary enough that everything after copies your homework. Browning understood automatic fire, but sometimes one well-placed shot beats a 100 suppressive rounds. Number 4, Thompson M1A1, the Tommy gun, the Chicago typewriter, the trench broom. Call it what you want. American troops called it salvation. When Marines stormed Pacific Islands, many carried Thompsons. When paratroopers jumped into Normandy, Thompsons went with them. This wasn't the gangster's 1928 model with the drum magazine and finned barrel. The military's M1 and M1A1 simplified for mass production, stripped away the bliss lock and compensator, used only stick magazines, and put the charging handle on the side. The M1A1 fires 45 ACP. Big, slow, heavy bullets designed to drop a target with authority. At 700 to 800 rounds per minute from a 30-round magazine, it gave squad leaders and scouts devastating close-range firepower. Weight just over 10 pounds. Length about 32 in. That straight blowback action was simple, reliable, and brutally effective at room-clearing distances. Here's the truth about modern relevance. Auto Ordnance still manufactures semi-automatic versions because shooters love the history and the 45 ACP's knockdown reputation. The platform proved that submachine guns could win battles, a lesson that influenced the entire Cold War small arms race. And in an era of polymer pistol caliber carbines, the Thompson stands as a reminder that weight and wood stocks aren't weaknesses when the mission is stopping power at close quarters. It dominated Pacific jungles in 1943. It dominates collector markets today. Close quarters devastation defined the Thompson, but our next rifle redefined what infantry could achieve at range. Number 3. M1 Garand. General Patton called it the greatest battle implement ever devised. When the M1 Garand landed on Normandy's beaches, American infantry carried something no other army had: semi-automatic firepower while enemies worked both actions. 8 rounds of 306 in an en-bloc clip, gas-operated action, and a 24 inches barrel made this the most advanced standard issue rifle of World War II. The number's 9.5 pounds, 43.5 in overall effective range of 500 yards, and approximately 40 to 50 aimed rounds per minute. That gas-operated rotating bolt system was so reliable that Garands functioned in North African sand, European mud, and Pacific humidity. The 306 cartridge delivered serious energy downrange, enough to defeat cover and reach distant targets. The civilian marksmanship program still runs Garanded matches at Camp Perry, drawing hundreds of competitors annually. Surplus Garands introduced generations of American shooters to military rifles. And when modern designers built the M14, they started with Garands' action. That semi-automatic firepower advantage won firefights across Europe and the Pacific. In 2025, CMP competitors prove it's still a shooter. Sub-MOA groups aren't uncommon. With good ammunition and a well-maintained rifle, the Garand didn't just serve. It dominated, and it refuses to retire from the range. American riflemen had the Garand. But what did American officers and soldiers who couldn't carry a rifle need? A pistol that hit like a hammer. Number 2, M1911 pistol. Adopted in 1911, still carried in 2025, John Browning's 45 ACP masterpiece served the U.S. military from the trenches of World War I through the jungles of Vietnam. 74 years of official service. But here's the secret: it never really left. Marine Force Recon and Special Operations units still feel modernized versions. And the civilian marksmanship program sells surplus 1911s to qualified buyers. The M1911A1 fires 45 ACP from a 7-round single-stack magazine. At 5 in the barrel, 8.25 in overall, and 39 ounces loaded, it's a full-size service pistol. The singly action trigger, grip safety, and thumb safety created the manual of arms still taught at gunsmithing schools: recoil-operated locked breech action. Browning's short recoil system became the blueprint for virtually every modern centerfire semi-auto pistol. Here's the dominance. IDPA has dedicated divisions for 1911s. USPSA single stack is essentially 1911 Nationals. Custom 1911 builders thrive because competitive shooters and concealed carriers still trust the platform. The 1911 proved that a century-old design can still win matches, stop threats, and inspire an entire industry of improvements. Modern militaries may have moved to double-stack 9mm for capacity. But ask serious pistol shooters what defines a perfect trigger. They'll describe a tuned 1911. That's not nostalgia. That's dominance through design excellence. Perfect pistol triggers matter in competition, but when you need to reach out beyond rifle range and punch through cover, there's only one answer. Number 1, M2 Browning 50 caliber, 1933. That's when the M2 Browning entered U.S. military service. It's now 2025, 92 years. The same basic design still arms American Humvees, Strykers, helicopters, naval vessels, and armored vehicles in combat zones worldwide, and it's not just the U.S. NATO allies, Middle Eastern militaries, and nations across the globe field it. When you see the M2 still in frontline service nearly a century after its introduction, you're witnessing engineering perfection. The M2 fires 50 BMG Browning machine gun cartridge. Each round delivers devastating energy at ranges exceeding 1,800 meters. Rate of fire 450 to 600 rounds per minute. Weight 84 pounds for the gun, 40 for more for the tripod. The recoil-operated belt-fed system is so robust that one M2 serial number 324 was discovered still in service after 87 years of active duty before being retired. Why has no replacement succeeded? Because the M2 does what modern weapons can't. Deliver reliable, accurate heavy fire at extreme range while being repairable in field conditions with basic tools. Infantry tried the Mk-19 grenade launcher, armor tried newer calibers. Nothing matches the M2's combination of reach, power, and proven reliability. In 2023, the U.S. Army ordered more M2s. In 2024, demand doubled. Ukraine's war spiked global orders because when militaries need to stop vehicles, suppress fortifications, and dominate at distance, they order more Madusas. That's not military conservatism. That's recognition that sometimes your grandfather's machine gun outperforms everything designed to replace it. The M2 doesn't still serve because it's old. It serves because after 92 years, nothing's better. So there you have it. These World War II weapons endure because they weren't designed for a product cycle. They were engineered to win a war, and the secret. Timeless principles beat marketing hype. Proven reliability beats theoretical improvement. Real-world dominance beats specifications on paper. So, here's my question for you. Which of these legends have you fired? Drop a comment with your range stories. Did I rank them right, or does your favorite deserve a higher spot? And if you're wondering whether modern firearms have truly surpassed these classics, ask yourself this. Why do militaries, competitors, and serious shooters still choose them? Until then, remember, some designs don't age, they just keep dominating.